Yo, 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 what's good? This is Chairman House of Barf. How's everybody feeling? I hope good. Scratch that. I hope great. What's popping? Yo, had a wild night on many different things. Personally, I'm still dealing with. So it's just my spouse and my estranged spouse, and she has a new friend, and they're crazy in love, and they're doing crazy shit. Um, yeah, just terrible shit. Basically, essentially, I'm not going to get all into it. Just threats were made against my family, my estranged wife, and our children by her boyfriend. And I'm not saying that I did everything perfect. Essentially, he stated, uh, you know, that they're together and whatnot, and uh, and essentially just how it goes. Conversations between two guys fighting over a girl, and at the end of the day, is she ever really worth it? But yeah, and then next thing you know, the guy wants to go off and talk about, you know what, your wife brings the children around me. Next time, I hope I won't have to hurt them or something like that. So had to deal with that. Then made threats against my parents. And then, had to handle that. And so it was a whole lot dealing with all that. It's just complete chaos. And of course, was talking to some family saying, just leave this situation alone. Just let it die. Trust in God, and everything. But sometimes, man, don't you just want that instant, that they say we're from the microwave era. Sometimes don't you just want that instant gratification? You just want instant karma, instant dividends, right? It's barf. We want instant dividends, so I was dealing with all that, right? So other than all that, I know God got me, my children, even my estranged spouse, all of us. I know God got all of us. I know His blood is over our family, as well as yours and all of ours. Even to extent my foes, even to those that want to do harm against me. What is it? Forgive us for our trespasses as we forgive those who trespassed against us. Something like that. Essentially, we all have been forgiven at some point. Me included. I've done some knucklehead shit back in my day. Not saying I'm that old. I'm in my mid-30s. But still, when I was younger, I like 20 years younger, shit, maybe even 10 years younger, done some knucklehead shit, and have been forgiven, not even by people around me, been forgiven by God. And that's what's most important. However, on the other note, getting back to barf, was up all night. I didn't study the market. Was up all night deleting music from my episodes. It finally happened. Podcasting I understand it was podcasting. I know podcasting is just straight audio, but I was like, hey, we could just, because business and finance is not a topic that people really want to sit around and talk about unless you're a business or finance person. That's why I do want to create this safe space for business and finance people to go and have a good time and listen to Chairman talk about business, accounting, regulation, and finance. However, I do want the opportunity for other people to come along and, listen to some music, and even if they don't really understand the gist of what we're talking about, they can bump their heads to, Marsha Ambrosia or whoever it is, Lucky Day, or whoever it is that's playing. And then we could talk about it. And essentially, as we always talk about, sometimes we're not going to be the problem solver, but sometimes seeds can be dropped, and it can later on let plants grow. And it doesn't, it's a village, as they always say, it takes a village. So that's what I've been doing. So in a sense of business accounting regulation and finance, when it comes to podcasting, what the platform I'm using now, if I want to keep my podcast strictly on Spotify, which is fine and all, um, I I can have music. But once I want to start distributing this to other platforms, the third party music has to go. And due to lack of time, as I've stated to, if you've heard before, due to crunch time, I'm currently out of a job. Currently got bills coming in. I'm paying all the bills basically by myself. Shit, even that was a conversation. My spouse is completely checked out. She's like, no, I'm not contributing to the house anymore, which in the long run actually never really did. But I guess now she just made it official. She's coming out of the closet. I'm not paying any more bills. Essentially, I don't know. She's working on getting her new place or whatever. I don't know what it is. In the long run, she's never really paid any bills in the first place. So trying to pay all these bills by myself, and at the same time, spouse is trying to get a realtor to try to sell the house, but I'm trying to fight to see. The house is up for sale by an owner. Okay, so it's not that the house isn't being sold. So I'm going through the process, and I've gotten several phone calls, several prospects. A lot of people want to rent. Again, what we were talking about yesterday, what I was talking about yesterday, where I think with the higher interest rates, people really don't want to buy right now because you're going to get that 8% interest rate. And for a home that you could have got a $2,000 or $3,000 mortgage last week, now is going to be 4 or 3.5 or whatever it is. So people may just be a little, hey, can we get in the house, pay you rent, with the opportunity when it presents itself to buy the home from you? And I'm like, hey, I don't mind. That sounds like a good idea. I actually want to be an entrepreneur. And part of being an entrepreneur is passive income. So getting rent money is a way for me to start building my wealth. Then I could possibly go get another property and do it there as well. Then I can start building some wealth for my future generations. That's a topic we really haven't touched on. We did touch on how long does wealth last, but also what is the end game when we think about our finances? Why am I investing? Why am I saving my money? What is going on? Like, what is our end game? And that could be something we talk about. Maybe we should just take a. Oh shit! I don't think I need to take it. That's okay. So then the whole format of the podcast is about to change because I guess it's about to hop into that point when you have the talking points now. Like the whole format's going to change because taking a break doesn't even make any sense anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, hey, let's take a quick break, and then you're just going to hear, and I'm back. And it's going to be like, what happened there? It's just a random edit. And all my previous episodes are about to sound like that. So it's going to be odd. But yeah, I was about to take a break. For the other idea I'm thinking about is doing 2 episodes. It's just one episode, but one episode is going to be strictly for Spotify listeners, the people who want to get the music, and then another episode to distribute all to the other platforms. And that was the other thing I'm working on as well. I got majority of the platforms up. So I'm on about 6 platforms. 2 of them are Spotify platforms. Spotify for podcasters. And then like 4 other platforms: Apple, Amazon, Castbox, iHeartRadio. I think that might be about it. Can't. I do got my laptop up right here, but so essentially, I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm not trying to say like I'm giving out game, but essentially I'm giving out the game right here. What I'm doing, and you know what I always kind of wanted. I can't even lie. Like I've always kind of done this when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, so if you ever heard me say this before, I would have like a tape recorder, and even with the music, I would do pretend shows. I think I did this with my siblings as well too. But we would do pretend radio shows. We would be like, you know what I'm saying? We get the recorder out. We would even have like a boom box out and, fake record the show. And we'd be like, we'll be right back. And here's the next song. You know what I'm saying? And whatever it be, whether it's smooth jazz, 105.9, or, what was the other one? What was it? Quiet Storm. We would just go ahead and we would even take little breaks and come back and then listen to the whole show later. So, kind of been doing this for too long. Been doing this for too long. Now I'm just trying to, I guess now just get paid for it, but another thing I've always kind of wanted to see in business and finance that I always thought would have been really helpful or really even kind of even entertaining is someone kind of just garbage, just a garbage show, not garbage in the sense of like it's just, the plot is bad or whatever, but just a garbage, just raw. Hey, listen, this is day one. You know how people do day one of their weight loss? They take pictures of their body. You know what I'm saying? This is me today, day one, day two, day three, blah, blah, blah. I kind of would have always liked that for business owners. Just day one, hey, and that's what, if you kind of listen, that is kind of what we're going down. I from the moment that I was like, with the job, it was just too much. That's when I started recording. I said, hey, this is day one, and I want y'all to go on this journey with me. Who knows where it goes? I could get a 9 to 5. I could start, because honestly, since hopping on other platforms, so I would get like one listen a day. And it wasn't even just like one listen a day. Like, it was like, I wouldn't even see the number change. Like, it was like, I would fall asleep, wake back up, check it, refresh the screen, and it'd be like, whatever it is, 200, 201. Like, oh, wow, somebody listened overnight. Cool. Ever since I hopped on these other platforms, I'm starting to see it's like I can see it like, ooh, somebody's listening right now. And then I'll see the number change. You know what I'm saying? From 200 to 201. And then like a couple hours from now, a few hours from now, I'll just take a look at the analytics. I try not to take a look at the analytics because sometimes I feel like that can skew my content. I'm really just trying to give it as I am, because I don't want to run out of content. And if I try to go out of my character too much or try to create this character, which I'm fine with people who create characters. That's not what I'm saying. But in that character, I feel like myself, I'd fall apart eventually. But just me, just being myself, talking about business and finance, I've been doing this for 15 years anyways. One moment, please. All right. Lost track of what I was discussing. But yeah, just essentially something that's just started from day one and that we can watch all the way through to kind of, I guess, the last day being, I guess when they get successful. And in my case, the success would come from getting that advertiser. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Trust me. It's only a matter of time. Whether they reach out to me through Spotify, they may reach out to me through Spotify, or they may reach out to me through my Gmail account. Real quick backtracking. Yeah, because this is going to be a little bit different now, considering that there's not going to be any breaks. So, backtracking. So, the question is, maybe not a question that crossed anybody else's mind, but what's the point? Why are we saving up so much money? Why are we trying to do all this for? In my mind, it's for future generations. It's for our grandchildren's grandchildren, just to make sure that they're well off and that they're okay. And the question for me is, what happens when you're born as a Kardashian or as a Gate or as what happens when you're born as this? Like, to an extent, what I hear, it was just a little snippet of it. Larry King and Neil Tyson, I can't remember his full name. Neil Tyson, talk about living forever. And it was like, the thing that gets you up and going is death. Not saying that that's what exactly, what I'm saying, but knowing that you may die tomorrow gives you the energy. Here, let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, here it goes.
If you could live forever, would you?
Yes.
Okay, we're done on the interview. Yes. No, okay, sure, that's an attractive idea. But the way I look at it is the knowledge that I'm going to die that creates the focus that I bring to being alive. The urgency of accomplishment. The need to express love. Now, not later. If we live forever, why ever even get out of bed in the morning? Because you always have tomorrow. That's not the kind of life I want to lead.
But why? Don't you fear not being around?
I fear living a life where I could have accomplished something and didn't.
Yeah. And, yeah. Neil, what's his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson. He has a very convincing way of saying things. You almost have to sit there and agree to an extent. I'm kidding. No. But so when it comes to business and finance, you build a conglomerate, right? You build one of those multimedia companies. I like this show called Succession. It's on HBO. Actually, I would give that show like out of 5. I would give it like a 4.5. And the thing is, I mean, there was a couple of bodies. I think there was like one body. There may have been. There's like no bodies. It's just straight dialogue. But so you build a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, and that's kind of the thing is they're not always on top. That's the thing is that's the drama, and you're born as one of the children or grandchildren. It's kind of like, what do you do when you wake up as a multi-billionaire? Like what motivates you to keep going and keep going? Why not just go shopping every day, smoke a bunch of weed every day, drink a bunch of liquor? And I wouldn't know because I'm not a multi-billionaire. Hopefully those would be the problems of my grandchildren. Just waking up and being born into enterprise. And I know a group of the core people are going to be working on keeping the enterprise up and going. But once you build something so big, I can only imagine that there's board members who try to, get involved and take your business or whatever. You got a team of people you got together. I don't know how it all works or anything, but so like just I know one thing I have just discussed it before is if money was not an issue for me, I would go into philanthropy pretty much regularly. My thing would be I'd be a help looking for a cause. Who needs some help? What's wrong? Oh, there's not enough vaccines and some country. Okay, let's get it done. Now, real quick to Neil deGrasse's point, I think there's this guy or somebody named Saint Germain or something that like lived forever or is living forever. He's like everywhere, supposedly, you know. So some people, I guess, do live, for a very long time. Oh, and I mean, of course, there were a couple people in the Bible. I think somebody lived to like 900 years old or something, 969 years old, something like that. Can't remember their name. But I mean, those people have to find purpose. It would be awesome just to be, in all the big rooms. That's what I basically would be trying to do. Get me to the big tables. I'll live forever. Okay. I know a lot. All right. I don't got time, no offense, for small table shit. Okay. Get me to all the big tables and we're going to solve major problems, So, but yeah, as far as the end game, in my personal opinion, is generational wealth. Be insured. Now, okay, so you say, I don't know, maybe for the counter argument would be, man, fuck them little niggas. Fuck them. They ungrateful, spoiled. Forget them. I could see that being a counter argument, but let's just look it up real quick. Let's look it up right here. Why? So for example, in the stock market, I know we're doing this day trading. It's approximately 8:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know we talk about this day trading and whatnot, and we're in and out of the market daily. But again, I would consider that perversion of the market. That's not necessarily how you have to trade. You can trade differently. You can hold a stock long term. You can hold it till you die. And there's this thing here. I know I've went over this before. What is step-up cost basis?
According to Investopedia, step-up in basis refers to the adjustment in the cost basis of an inherited asset to its fair market value on the date of the decedent's death. Cost basis is what determines the taxes owed, if any, when the asset is sold.
Okay, so essentially, it's the cost basis of as what they say when you inherit some assets, so that when you inherit these assets, you don't have these large capital gains, and then you inherit these assets, and automatically you're just stuck on having to pay all these capital gains tax because you inherited some assets. So in a way to kind of, alleviate that, they give you the step up, which is the cost basis. I think they said at the date of the decedent's death. I believe you'd have to talk to your BD, however they handle that. So a lot of people, I'm not sure, don't realize that you can hold on to these stocks for the rest of your life, until you die. And then you can pass them on. You can pass your portfolio on to your beneficiaries or your heirs, So in that, let's just look up kind of like, what is my end game to getting rich? Like what? And I'm just asking Google, why do I care about getting rich? Okay, let's see. What is the end game to becoming wealthy? Okay, so there's some conversation that they're having on Reddit. Let me see. It was a conversation on Reddit. I don't really want to get into that. Let me see. All right, give me 1 second. Real quick, don't hate me for this. I know so many people. I've been finding this out recently. I said I was listening to Lil Wayne, and he said, I think he had a trip to Dubai, and they kind of advised him not to talk about God or Christ or something. And then, I I think I heard somebody else say it. I can't remember who. But real quick, let's just see real quick what the Bible says. I just kind of want to see. What does the Bible say about being wealthy?
According to Houston Christian University, finally, 1 Timothy chapter 6 verses 17 to 18 offers divine instructions for the wealthy among us. The passage reads, "Command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment."
Okay. All right. I was kind of seeing, more so. Let me see. This one's giving me a little bit of a challenge. I'm gonna go to Google Scholar because I don't really want to look at Reddit conversations. And it's not that the people on there aren't correct. It's just more so I want to make sure I can get a scholarly article. I want to see what the Bible said. Kind of see like, because I think that's where I get my theory about generational wealth is that a man or a woman is not supposed to think about getting rich for themselves, but they're supposed to get rich or wealthy for their grandchildren or their grandchildren's children. And that's why I guess sometimes it's a bit odd when you see these multi-billionaires who say my children ain't getting shit. Because it's like, dude, you did all that for what? And I know I don't know, your kids may be assholes. Let me see. Let me see real quick. I just want to check the Bible one more time. What does the Bible say I should do with my wealth?
According to Olive Tree Bible software, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so
Okay, yeah, not that. Here, so the Bible basically just goes into and I think this is kind of where my theory is with money, where I'm a little like hesitant, to get it. Let me see if there's something else I can see about wealth. This one's giving me a little bit of a challenge because it's like, what's the point? What's the point of me working so hard to save up this money? Besides, the material things, like, well, because there's also another saying where people say is, "I'll blow all my wealth before I pass." Let me see. One more thing from the Bible, and that that'll be it. We're not gonna turn this into, let me just see one more thing from the Bible. Let's see if I can find something else. What's going on? One moment. Okay, think I was just having a little technical difficulty.
Unlock the secrets of financial success for free. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys and where thieves do not break in and steal.
Okay, yeah, I get that. I have to look it up. I mean, because, what was it? Was it Solomon? He was like one of the richest people. Okay, so the Bible is basically separate yourself from your wealth. More so, focus on heaven. Just focus on that. However, I know there got to be some lessons on when you get your money. Like, what did the biblical people say you should be doing with it? Give me one moment. I'm gonna pull up Google Scholar and let's see some scholarly articles on why do I desire wealth? What's my end game? Kind of not saying okay, you want to get the Louis Vuittons, you want to get the Dom Perignon, we want to get all that. I get that, but you don't need to be wealthy for that. I mean, but why am I out here busting my ass just to say I can get $1 billion or I can get 2 billion? I mean, we've heard Little Baby say it. I can't rest yet. I only got until I get 100 M's. Or we've seen Kevin Hart say it that he's going to bust his tail until he becomes a billionaire. And maybe it's just to show that other people that we can do it. But I'm thinking that it's really to set your grandchildren up, uh, so possibly that, we can, like, I think there may be a saying or something that the dumb and the poor will always be with us. Not going around saying that, don't quote me. I think that may be biblical as well. But essentially saying that when you are rich or if you're smart, you don't get the pleasure of just sitting in bed and jerking off all day. That's not what you get. You're rich and you're smart, or you're rich or you're smart for a reason. It's time to share your wealth and it's time to share your knowledge for the rest of the people who are unfortunately, handicapped or not as smart. I've recently had some friends or some family members that we're starting to kind of realize that, man, they constantly bump their heads, and it's like, wow. And you know what? I'm possibly one of them too. That's why I'm always saying, look, man, don't look at me. All right. I should just start saying, look to God. Okay. Look to God. All right. I'm just the person with the microphone. So, I'm just sitting here like, this is what I'm doing. What's the end game? Why are we doing the stock market? Why are we putting all this money in the bank? And why are we saving it up to give it to our spouses when we pass, or to give to our children when we pass? What's our end game? I guess if you kind of just look at like, I don't know, baboons or lions, and you're out there watching them, and you got the male lions killing each other to run the pride, and you're kind of sitting there just like, why? Like, why are y'all doing that? And it's kind of like, just leave them alone. That's nature's way. And it's like, is it just in our nature to try to acquire things that are valuable? And for what reason? So let me go ahead and pull up Google Scholar real quick. I'm trying to figure out how to just keep this thing going. But yeah, let me pull up this Google Scholar and let's just see why do I desire to get wealthy? What is my end game? Is it to give it to my future generations? Is it to give it to the world and try to make the world a better place to live in? What's the end game? Now, I gave my opinion, which mine is for the future generations. If for me to get wealthy, it's not for me. Now, don't get it wrong. I'm going to take my pie. I want one slice of potato pie, cause if you know me, I am a classy bum. All right. I'm the classiest bum that's out there. All right. I need my Vive Clico. All right. I need my Hennessy VSOP. All right. So I need my 1738. All right. But I'm okay with just sitting, at a park bench watching basketball. Not like the guy off Family Guy, but it's just like, yeah, I see the youngest out there. I say, look at them. Look at them. Oh, see, that's why he got crossed up. He didn't get his butt down on defense. Just watching the youngest shit. I'm getting older, man. I'm mid-30s. I can't keep it up with them young bulls. I've been out there and I ran a couple of young bulls before and I was like, oh shit, Chan. Next day you're like, whew, shit's kind of tight. Just like, whew. Oh, and then I just experienced day 2. I remember one time I was watching, I think DeAndre Hopkins, Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley was talking about second day pain. He says, first day, I'm normally okay. Second day is when I feel it. Not too long ago, ran some games of basketball, and I felt second day pain. First day, it was tight. It wasn't like it was a pleasure, but I was okay. Second day, it was like, ooh, this shit tight. I'm supposed to be getting out there some more. Matter of fact, I've actually shedded some pounds. I told you. I don't know if you heard, but since I've kind of been going through this issue with my spouse, haven't been eating much. You know what I'm saying? So, I ran into a couple of people. They're like, "You working out?" I'm like, no, I'm getting divorced. It's like, oh, same difference. It's like, yeah, but I haven't really been eating much. I gotta get my weight back up. Don't want to be out here looking all scrawny, So let me go ahead, go to Google Scholar. What is my desire? What is my end game? What am I supposed to do with my money when I'm rich? I'm so upset at this Bible real quick. I'm sorry. I just want to ask one more Bible question. Just one more. I know I said that earlier. What does the Bible say I'm supposed to do with my wealth? That probably didn't come out right. what am I supposed to do with my money? That's just frustrating to me. I know there's something. What does God want me to do with my money? I guess just don't worry about your possessions. I know that's not the only thing that's in the Bible, but all right, Google Scholar. Give me one moment. Let me pull it up. Let me just see if I can ask the right question. Give me 1 second. Okay, I kind of think I have something up real quick. I'm just going to ask this question to just regular Google real quick. What aspire? Oh, sorry.
Here's the definition of what asking for information specifying something.
What aspires the wealthy to keep trying to get more wealth? I kind of want to see what keeps. Here, let's see right here.
People also ask, what keeps rich people motivated? Financial freedom, personal freedom, having control over your life. These are all types of freedoms billionaires seek to help them find motivation. Oftentimes, freedom is one of their main drives right from the get-to-go.
Okay. I mean, that's huge. Here, one moment. I think I got a phone call. One moment. My bad, y'all. Just. All right. So essentially, it sounds like freedom is a huge thing. It makes you wonder, like, am I not free? But okay, so let me try one thing. Why do wealthy people want to increase their wealth?
Why do rich people just want more money? A billionaire is rich anywhere in the world, whereas there are millionaires who can't really afford their own homes, even. To answer your question, wealth seekers who have a lot of money and always want more either equate their self-worth with money or are insecure and fearful of their ability to survive without it.
Okay, that's not what I was trying to get to. This question is actually starting to irk me because I figured it would just pop up. Like I told you my theory. I'm thinking it's for the future generations. I mean, that's just easy to me. If I pass away, I'm giving it to my spouse, my children. Now, real quick, now in my situation, now make sure you check your wills and your whatnot, because if you're getting in a situation where your spouse is trying to divorce you and whatnot, you want to update that shit so that you're not giving all your funds to your previous spouse, and you want to make sure you're giving it to your new spouse if that's what you want, or you could just give it to your children. Or and this is not advice, but I'm just saying, make sure you watch that shit. Even I got to get on top of that shit. Like anything that my spouse is a part of, I got to make sure I get them off. Here, I'm gonna read an abstract from this article real quick. Let's just see what's going on. And that's why I kind of just want to ask the question vaguely, so that it's unbiased. I don't want to be biased when I ask these questions. Oh man, here, 1 second, it's taking all day.
Received October 26th, 2008. Research article. The more you have, the more you want? Higher social class. Predicts a greater desire for wealth and status. Jichin Wang 1-2, Jolanda Jet 10-1, Nicholas K. Stephens 1. One School of Psychology. The correspond. Jichin Abstract. Traditional theories have focused on the intentions of lower-class individuals to climb on the social ladder, yet they have paid relatively little attention to the motivations of upper-class individuals to ascend even higher. Addressing this issue, Studies 1 and 2 provided cross-national evidence that higher social class is associated with a greater desire for wealth and status. Moreover, by manipulating perceived social class, Studies 3 and 5 experimentally confirmed that compared to people in the lower class group, those in the upper class group express a stronger desire for wealth and status. Furthermore, in line with self-categorization theory predictions, Studies 3 to 5 showed that upper-class individuals tend to see and use wealth and status as important attributes in defining and categorizing self, and this tendency explains the effect of social class on desire for wealth and status. Together, our findings demonstrate a having more, wanting more relationship, and its consequences are further discussed.
Okay, that was just the abstract. I feel like I was about to hop into some Q-tip. It's abstract. All right, what is it? No, sorry, I forgot. It's the abstract thing going abstract hard or something. I can't remember. It's a vibrant thing. All right, real quick. So this is confusing the mess out of me. I'm like, okay, so super wealthy. Why do they want to get super wealthy? More super wealthy? It sounds like for just that abstract and a couple things I'm reading, it's just for status and to maintain their freedom. I feel like, come on, is there no one else out here who can? I feel like this has been kind of a complete waste of time. Like, I can't believe that this is that hard. What is? Let me see. I'm just going to type in on YouTube, Warren Buffett. Why does he keep investing? And maybe I can find just a YouTube short, something short. Because he could easily, okay, I don't see anything. Let's see if I can just find something.
I mean, time has utility to me, but money in terms of making trips or owning more houses or having a boat or something, it has no utility to me whatsoever. It has a lot of utility to other people, which is the reason for the giving pledge.
What motivates you to still run a company when most people your age are playing shuffleboard or they're relaxing or doing something?
Yeah, they spend all week planning their haircut usually. I get to do every day what I love with people that I love. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
And so the greatest pleasure in your life, other than doing interviews like this, is what? Looking at new companies, making investments, giving away the money. What gives you the most pleasure? Your grandchildren?
It's all of the above. I mean, but the truth is that I regard Berkshire Hathaway sort of like somebody that a painter regards a painting. The difference being that the canvas is unlimited. So there's no finish line at Berkshire, and it's a game that you can continue to play.
That's why I like Warren. That's why I like Warren Buffett, man. I don't know. There's something I like about the guy. I never met the guy. Probably will never be in the same room with the guy. But I just like that guy. You know, he kind of just said it. Like, look, there's no finish line. You know, it's like, why do you keep investing? Why do you keep building your business? It's like, it makes me happy. That's why I'm doing Barf. This shit makes me happy, and it makes me feel like this is something that I can keep on doing well into my old years and well into my, who knows, second or third wife. I'm sorry. I'm a little, you know, I don't know what people say, butthurt or whatever. You know, I don't want 2 or 3 wives, man. I just wanted one, but it's not my property. You know, it's not in my cards. But yeah. So there's no finish line, just like with a painter. Like, the painter doesn't stop painting. That's why, believe it or not, it was very confusing me when I was a little boy and I started hearing rappers talk about, I'm going into retirement. I'm like, from what? It's like if you heard, you know, 2 little kids saying, I'm breaking up with you, or we're going out together. You're like, what? What are y'all doing? You know, what are you breaking up? And where are y'all going to? You know, so I was always confused because I'm like, isn't rap like even in your house, you, like, I don't know if you'll see these joints with Eminem, not the real Eminem, some fake Eminem. You know, it's just like Eminem in the house, like, I'm going to cook breakfast and, you know, whatever. And he keeps going. It's like, don't you feel like you're just in your house, just singing or just rapping? So how can you retire from that? How can I retire from investing unless the whole corporate of America just finally collapses? You know, which, you know, not saying that, you know, with everything going on with semiconductors and the they said the new N word, which is nuclear. But yeah, I really like what Warren Buffett saying. It's not, he didn't even say, he said, yeah, grandchildren and all that. Yeah, all that. But I love what I do. I love socialization, and it wakes him up out of his bed and keeps him going. And he says, and luckily I chose an industry that there's no finish line. This could be infinite. It's not about the money anymore to him specifically. But on the other end, then there are wealthy people who care about their status and how they look in the community. I remember I went to this event. I got in as a butler. Okay, I did. A homegirl of mine was like, "Hey, I'm about to go to this really great party, really powerful women, wonderful people, and I can get you in, but you have to go in as a butler." So I went in as a butler or a server or as a waiter. The people in there, it was so much about how much did they donate back to the community. The bare minimum person, the cook, the caterer, donated like $5,000 to a charity. Here, one moment, please. Yo, what's good? This Chairman House of Bar. My bad, I had to take a quick second. I was just talking about an event that I got into, and open bar. No, actually, it was $25 all you can drink. But the kitchen was open. All the food you wanted. Food was delicious. It was actually West African, and it was just so many beautiful, powerful people in there. Even the clothes were amazing, but it was so much about what everyone in the room has done to get in that room. Essentially, to get in the room was like $5,000. Bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't $5,000 for a ticket. It was $5,000 for a charity. Who donated to this charity? And that's what it was about. And that's one thing I noticed, that with wealthy people or with rich people, or mainly probably rich, that it's more about what kind of keeps them going is I can see the status and everything, because you're in rooms with governors and mayors and state attorneys and whatnot. So I can kind of see the status thing a little bit. But also it is so much about what have you done for society. Nobody wants to just chill. Not saying that nobody, but it's so many different reasons. So many people have so many different end games. So what I'm coming to the conclusion is there's a couple end games. One, give up all your wealth or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't, I'm not in the Bible every day. I read a little bit. I got to get back into my scripture, but give up your wealth or whatnot, or not so much give it up. Possibly don't be infatuated with your wealth. Focus on the treasures of heaven, where your treasures do not age, get eaten by rats or whatever. Okay. 2. What was one of the other ones? Oh, social status, freedom, the fear of possibly being poor. I can't remember who cracked the joke, but when Bill Gates woke up with Oprah Winfrey money, he found either a bullet or a tall building. So the fear of possibly being poor. When Oprah Winfrey woke up with no money, she was like, I'm okay. I've been here before, but the fear of possibly losing your freedom, that freaked me out, because I was like, losing your freedom? What the fuck am I not free? And to an extent, you kind of feel like I am on a train track. I would love to just hop off this train track, but in my life, it is kind of like you're on a train track and you're kind of just going down, and next thing you know, you're 16, then you're 26, then you're 36, and you're kind of like, where did all the time of the years go? Where did it all go? Well, it's, every day you were working on that career, and it's like, well, my bank account don't say so, unless you got yourself a nice plush, posh, position. Congratulations to you. Keep it going. And then, my theory, generational wealth. I'm trying to build it up for my family, and then their family for generations. And then hopefully they'll have that picture of their great granddad in the house with me looking all serious. It's that Native American in me where I don't smile. I'm kidding. That's a bad joke. But also, now Warren Buffett, I know you kind of brush over the grandchildren. It was kind of like, yeah, those grandchildren, all the above. And I do believe Warren Buffett's one of the wealthy people who don't plan on giving his wealth to his family. He'll probably set them up nice, but I do believe that he plans on giving majority of his funds to charity. Now, a lot of people say that shit. Say, oh yeah, when I get my tax refund check, I promise you, I'll give you like half of it. And then that tax refund check come in, you're like, ooh, did I say half? My bad. So yeah, he may say, I'm gonna give it all to charity, and then maybe like, I don't know, those kids, I can't stand them, but fuck it, they are my blood. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it is, because I think Mark Zuckerberg said that. I think he said like 1 year he was going to give 90% of his income to charity, and then I don't think he followed through. But so the other one is, besides the social class, trying to be, it gets to a point where you just want to be in the rooms with, I don't know, the big dogs, whatever. You want to, with the presidents and whatnot, social class, where I guess you're eating, I kind of wonder when people like Barack Obama and Michelle drink, what do they drink? Or when people like, I don't know, Vladimir Putin drink, like, what does he drink? Like, so I guess it gets to a certain point where it's like, oh yeah, that's a $10,000 bottle of vodka or something. You're like, oh shit, so social class, it's like, oh yeah, I got a Super Bowl ring and never ran a yard. It's like, how the hell you do that? Paid for it. That's when you get into those auctions, what I'm saying, where it's just like, yes, we're giving away something, an artifact from the Egyptians or something. You're like, oh shit, it's only one of a kind. Starting off $10 million, you're like, oh my gosh, starting off? Wow. And so there is possibly the social class that being able to see, did you see how much such and such spent on that painting? Oh my gosh, look at him over there, just looking like money, and you get to shake those hands. But also, I kind of like Warren Buffett's point. The end game is just to be the best that you can be. As I hear people talking about it all the time, being the best version of yourself. That's what we want to get to. Just being the best version of ourselves, realizing that whatever we're in, there's no finish line. For example, it's like, I don't know, being a parent, or at least an active parent or a good parent, even for bad parents. It's like, what's the finish line in parenting? Is there a finish line? I thought my parents would have stopped being parents when I turned 18. And that wasn't true, And I say to myself, when my kids are grown, they're grown, but I don't know if that's true. So maybe parenting, there is no finish line. It's, I'm going to be the best parent I can be up until you die, or up until I die, like I'm going to be here, when you get married, and if it doesn't work out and you get divorced, and if you get married again, and if you get divorced again, and if you get that pacemaker, and when you break your leg, trying to play flag football at 46 and all that, when you need a ride to the hospital, or whatever it is, there is no finish line. The finish line is when I pass away. And so essentially, when it comes to being wealthy, it's not just wealthy. If that's your passion, then that's very possible. If you're like a Dan Pena who's just like, fuck your life, I want to be rich. Fuck you, you bitch. Yeah, I want to be rich. So okay. That's his motivation. And the thing about, there is actually a finish line if you technically think about it, unless you like go hang out with like the Saudis or the Chinese or something, where I'm not sure, but I don't believe that they have to, claim their wealth. But in countries like America, I mean, you got to claim your shit. I'm pretty sure there's a finish line. It's like, okay, you made enough money, Elon Musk. Okay. And he's like, no, not actually. No, not yet. It's not over. It's like, okay, you need to make more money. I guess we're going to have to keep printing. you know. But for people like Elon Musk, the goal is it's not over. So we're going to get autonomous cars. We're going to get tunnels underground. But have we figured out a way to actually travel in space and possibly travel in space long term? Now, I don't know Elon Musk. I really don't follow him unless he says some shit about some stocks. And I'm like, oh shit, because I know there's an Elon Musk cult. I'm like, shit, let me follow this Elon Musk cult for this investment real quick. Here, let me make sure I got the market's about to. But he's even like, let's get space travel popping. You know what I'm saying? There was this show on HBO again that was pretty funny about space travel. They got lost. The trajectory was off a little bit. So the thing I do like about Elon Musk is he kind of thinks like I do. Not saying me and him don't think alike at all. Trust me. But for me, he's just a big kid. You know, he's a big kid that said, you know what? I want to go to space. And what did he do? He's figuring out a way to do it. What is it? SpaceX? I can't remember. Yeah, he has SpaceX, and then Jeff Bezos has Blue Origin, and then we got the Virgin Galactic guy. I forget his name. The British guy. Bronson, something like that. That's what I love. You know, I would love to just be able to say, you know what? Let's figure out a way to make autonomous cars so people don't have to drive anymore. You know, one thing I would love, teleporting. I'm sorry. There's nothing that gets on my nerves more than a commute to work or, unless I want to do it, a long road trip, you know, unless I want to. And when I do a long road trip, I get out, I get a mom and pop, book, of all the mom and pop restaurants from here to wherever we're going. And I stop by them and have fun. But if I'm not doing that, then I just want to teleport, man. Can you just get me to Miami right now? You know, and then of course, everybody also wants to talk about, time travel, you know? So the thing I like about, these people is they make things that we thought about as children starting to become a reality, and they're enjoying life. You know, so not only is it about getting wealthy just to get wealthy, just for future generations, which was what I was thinking. That's why I looked these things up. We got about 2 minutes, but I believe it was Kanye West's point, you do these things to be forgotten. You know, I don't know if you heard Kanye West say that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, I think I found it. Let's see.
What do you hope your legacy is?
To be forgotten.
You think you'll be forgotten?
There's ego in memory. Who designed the sidewalk? Who designed the water fountain? Who designed the stop sign? Who designed the stoplight? These things are so ubiquitous that...
Actually, it wasn't a black guy that made the stoplight? I can't remember.
The person that designed them is forgotten. If it's a good idea, it's a God idea.
And you are forgotten. That's a successful design, is you're forgotten.
Yes.
What do you hope your legacy is?
So, yeah, that's here. Real quick, the bell went off. We went into bar for a little bit. I'm kind of glad we got into bar for a little bit, but it's about time to get ready to hop into this market. And that's why I said we're going to call it the bum rush, because once this market opens, oh my gosh, it goes crazy. From 9:30 to 4 feels like two minutes. So there was that was for me. It was a little bit of an eye opener for me. It's like, look, there's a couple things that you want to consider. Yes, your future generations, fantastic. You give it to your children, and maybe possibly they do the right things with it. Maybe they lose it all to cocaine and women. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But it's also to possibly create something for the world, society, to Kanye West's point, that you may be forgotten. You know, that your idea was just that great of an idea. And you know what? That's what I would love to do. I'm not saying I want to be forgotten. I mean, forgotten, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. but to create an idea that was just so, I don't know what the word he used, incongruous or whatever, that it's just, people love it. The trash can, the sidewalk, the color blue, that it is in life and you made society better. It's not about just being wealthy and just holding it, you know what I'm saying? It's about being wealthy and also supporting people, making the world a better place, and to people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, making the galactic a better place, you know? So we're going to get this all figured out. You know, what in that hope, Warren Buffett's point, and I just looked at it, one YouTube short, that there is no finish line. So you wonder, why do billionaires keep going? Because there's no finish line. I love what I do. I'm socializing with people, you know, I'm socializing with people who love what we do, and there's no finish line. We're just doing this because we're having a great time. We're essentially, to Warren Buffett, the stock market is probably just a video game. And that's where I'm trying to get to as well. It's just playing a video game, just trying to, you know, beat the big boss, or you know, whatever it is. So kind of got, and then also on the other end, not focusing on this. Don't focus on these treasures for me, because this is my belief, you know, it's not focusing on these riches, not focusing on everything that's going on around me here, focusing on God. And for me, I'm not trying to be, you know, force everybody to be the same, but also focusing on the treasures that I want to set up in, you know, in the afterlife, and focus on those treasures. And I can be blessed with money, and that's what money more so can be for me. You know, trust me, I'm not the best practicing Christian. I don't want to act like I am. You know, trust me. But money for me would be more a blessing, so that I can do more things with it, as well as give it to my future generations, so that they can continue the process. I thought one last thing real quick before we hop into this market and bum rush and whatever. When Jeff Bezos' wife divorced him, and she got, you know, half his wealth or whatever, and one of the first things I saw her do was give like $100 million to HBCUs. I said, damn, woman, do your thing. Kind of made me wonder if Jeff Bezos was a racist. You know, it's like, it just made me kind of wonder about that. Like, you know, was that to spite him? Did he ever do that LA Clippers CEO thing and behind closed doors? I don't know who Jeff Bezos is, but that was amazing to me. I was like, oh, that was so nice to give that to the HBCUs. That was beautiful, man. You know, and that's what it more so for me, where it gets to. I told you, if money was an option for me, a few things I want to work on, because I would be in the financial industry still. I want to work on banking crises, make sure that we can figure out ways to prevent those. Also, ways that we can get low interest rates on a more regular basis, you know, for lower income families, you know, because again, we're going to always have people who really, you know, so for example, I had a homeboy that worked at a women's battered facility. These are women who've been battered either by their parents, by their spouses, or whatnot. And it's a facility to help them, as far as I know, not just give them money, but help them. It's kind of essentially a life coach, a life class. And I remember when my boy started, I was kind of like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, dog, you don't understand. There are so many people who just don't know the basics. They don't even know like hygiene, grooming, and communication. They don't even know how to use a condom, you know? And it's like, what in the world? And he's like, dude, you gotta understand. They grew up in houses where mom died over heroin OD, dad is out, you know, doing his thing. And essentially these children survive on their own. They don't know. So, they come to these facilities to get just basic, even grooming tips, ways to groom yourself, ways to communicate when you go into like a corporate setting or whatnot, just basic things. So yeah, these are things that, again, trying to figure out how we can get lower interest rates for lower income families, and also help with financial services for people who just don't understand anything about money. The only thing they understand is, I got to make it. I got to make more and more and more of it. So yeah, interest rates, bank crises, to make sure that they don't happen, which they already got I'm not sure who it is, the Office of the Comptroller or whatever, who makes sure they regulate banks and all that. But we'll work on that. Healthcare, I probably would hire people. Religion, I probably would open up churches and hire people. I don't think I should be on that. Politics, I probably would just, hire people. But also, I would also work on getting financial literacy, which people are working on right now. 4 states, I believed, already passed. It could be more than 4. It could be up to 10 now, maybe 12. Making sure we get financial literacy to be part of I forget what you call it, the first starters, the preschools, the kindergartens, the primary education, those grades, and to get it produced all the way up until need be high school. Now in college, if you want to go into economics and whatnot, absolutely. You want to go into business and finance, business management, administration, business executive. In college, that's your choice. You want to go into medicine or law or whatever. That's completely your choice. But what do we have on lock? Okay. So no offense, I'm not trying to take anything from anything, but you studied, I don't know, let's just say, I don't know, trigonometry or something. I don't know. Maybe you do use it. I don't even know what trigonometry is, to be honest with you. But I'm assuming, is it geometry except 3 sides? I have no idea. But the question would be sometimes, how many times are you going to use that through life? And I'm not saying that's a good argument. I know people say, yeah, man, never use it. And sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's about learning new concepts and just being able to grasp the concept, kind of follow the ways, and also working as a team, socialization. But on the other end, when it comes to finance or economics, that is a part. As long as you have something that's valuable and I have something that's valuable and we can trade legal tender, economics, finances are always going to be a part of life. And we just have to figure out a way that we can get this communicated to people so that, so for example, the last thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to get into the market. I already saw I'm losing money on one of my trades, JetBlue, still crashing. We're probably going to have to develop an exit strategy that I should have implemented yesterday. As I stated prior to, a lot of times I feel like financial maturity kind of ends at like 9-10 years old. Now other people may continue to grow, but other people, and what I mean by 9-10 years old is, Mommy, Daddy, I want a pair of shoes. Well, do you have shoe money? No, I don't have shoe money. How do I get shoe money? You got to work. Okay, how do I work? You can go cut some lawns. You can go shovel some driveways. You got to figure something out. And then all of a sudden you hopping into this brain set that I got to work to make money in order to purchase things, which is fantastic. Step 1, 2, 3, fantastic. But then sometimes I feel like we can hop into this railroad of working to make money to purchase things. And all we end up doing is just upscaling it. We just do it at a higher scale. Now I want a bigger home. I want a nicer car. I got to get a better job. So we get a better job so we can make more money so that we can purchase nice things. And people would say that is financial maturity. No, you're essentially doing the same things that you've been doing since you were 9 years old. You're just doing it at a different level. And then sometimes I feel like it's time to be able to sit down with people and talk about other things to do, such as understanding that a savings account technically should be called a settlement account. And the reason why is after you get done doing what you're doing with your funds, and kind of you may be in a spot where you don't know your next investment, or you may be trying to purchase another home or car or business or something, put it in the settlement account. If you put it in the settlement account, it kind of rings a bell to say, oh, this is just supposed to settle here, meaning that you're not supposed to be at rest. You're not supposed to be dead. Okay? That means settle for a little bit. If you tell somebody settle down, you're telling them just simmer down a little bit. Not saying that it's over, that the fun's over, just a little bit. So then you settle down, and then it's time to get up. But when you say savings account, that makes people say in their heads, oh, this is an account where I save. And I save, and I save, and I save. And look, I've taken all my paychecks, and I've saved them all up. Look how much money I have. And so the banks are like, great. You know, everybody around you that you show your bank account, look, it got 6 figures in it. Great. You know, but on the other end, other individuals like myself are like, mother, gosh, damn it, you got 6 figures in there. And how long has this money been sitting there? Oh, 18 years, since I was 15 years old, since I was 18 years old. And okay, and you haven't done anything with it. Have you even heard of a money market account? You know, and it's like money market account. I don't like doing stock market. It's like, whoa, no, nobody said, I get it. Okay, market. No, money market. It's a savings account that you can at least make a little bit more interest, as long as it's not against your religious beliefs or anything. You know, I don't want to violate anybody's beliefs. If they're like, no, I don't want to make money off of my money. I just, you know, I'll work to make money or start a business to make money, but I don't make money off my money because that's my belief. Okay, I got you on that point. But then also certificate of deposits. I gotta do more research on Treasury inflation protection securities. And there's several different aspects. Starting a small business, even just for you want to talk to your tax advisor, possibly even for tax purposes. You know, I need to get my small business up and going right now. So. That's just about it. Where sometimes I feel like, we just gotta possibly work on that. So, been talking, probably went on about 60 minutes, trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this podcast now without music. That's the other thing I'm gonna work on. I got a few more platforms that I want to get this up on, and then also, I guess I'm gonna have to start really picking topics and putting writing points down, which I was really trying to avoid because that sucks. That sucks the life out of the podcast. And then essentially you just got another podcast out there out of all the millions of podcasts that are just doing the same damn thing. They got the headphones, they got the chairs, they got the backdrop or the good studio. You know what I'm saying? They got the microphones and they sit down and they got great interview questions or they got great topics to talk about. No stumbling over the words, no fucking up. You know, like, I'm like, man, I don't want to do that, man. That's not what I'm trying to hop into, man. I'm just trying to chill, relax with my people. If you got a drink, pull it up. You got to smoke, throw it up. You know, that's all I'm just trying to do, man. We just trying to kick it here, talk about some stocks, some bonds, some options. Still got to hop into futures and foreign exchange and just have a great time. Ball out till you fall out. Have some fun. And let's get it in. This is Chan Man, House of Barf.